Hello everyone. For number 11, we're looking at a function, f of x equals 2x minus 4, and a given domain, given x values. We want to find the corresponding range of that function under that domain. So if we think in terms of kind of very roughly what this graph looks like, obviously it's a linear function, so it should be kind of straight. We're given a given domain. So let's just say the graph starts somewhere around here and ends around here when x equals 6. Okay, if we want to find the range of that function, we're finding the corresponding y values. So we want to know kind of the greatest y value that this graph gets up to, and where's the lowest point, where this graph kind of begins vertically. And again, that's looking at the y values. So to do this, you can find the corresponding x values, the corresponding y values that go with 2 and 6. Kind of, if you think about it in terms of 2 being the outer boundary or the lower boundary, and 6 being the upper boundary, the range is going to correspond to that. So I think the best way to do this is by kind of evaluating the function at those 2 points. In other words, I'm finding the y value that goes with 2. I'm finding the y value that goes with 6. Because if 2 is my smallest x value, it's also going to connect to my smallest y value, or one of kind of the limits of my y values. In some cases, these might be reversed. If it's a negative slope, or if it's a decreasing function, the smallest x value will actually correspond to the largest y value. But in any case, it's going to give you your correct limits. You just have to put them in the proper order. So if I find f of 2, I'm going to plug in a 2 for x. That's going to be 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. If I evaluate f of 6, I'm going to get 2 times 6, which is 12. And 12 minus 4 is 8. So in other words, when x equals 2, y equals 0. And when x equals 6, the range, or the corresponding y value, is 8. So that means we go from 0 all the way to 8. In other words, all the in-betweens are going to be somewhere between these two limits, or these two boundaries. So we're looking from 0, including it, because it said it was included in the original domain up here, and all the way up to and including 8. And again, it's including 8. So the correct choice here is choice 1, from 0 to 8. Looking through the other choices, it's not going to go all the way to infinity if it's capped off at 6. That doesn't make sense. It's not going to be all real values, which choice 4 says, negative infinity to infinity. Same reason, if we have kind of a restricted domain, we can't just have an unlimited range. And choice 3 says from 2 to 6. I guess just kind of, someone might assume if the domain is 2 to 6, the range has to be 2 to 6. But the range corresponds to what's kind of like the output of the function for those given inputs. So they're not just always identical. Okay? Hopefully this helped, and thank you for watching.